CFMOTO 675 SRR. A funky Supersport contender with a ridiculous price tag of just £6,699. It may be built in China, but this isn't your archetypal guff copy of a Triumph 675. Other than the cubes, CFMOTO's version is completely different, although it only makes a claimed 88 brake horsepower. And it's got some decent kit too, like KYB suspension. In a rare turn of events, both myself and Chris got an invite to the global press launch at Portimao, but due to some over-militant organisation, we were in separate groups. Perhaps they couldn't handle our new RST suits in one go.
Welcome to backstage at the CFMOTO Bike Fest, I think we're going to call it, because there's a few videos coming out on their various new models. I'm just about to go and locate my new 675 SR. There's one there, but there's some people looking at it now. So we'll go into the paddock and have a little look around. To be fair, the bike actually, I mean, looking at it, it looks great. Reading the spec sheet, it's got everything you need. Decent power, not as much as the Triumph triple, which is what everyone's going to compare this to because it is a triple motor. I've got to say, it looks really good. It looks the part. So I think just on that basis, it's going to be quite popular. And this, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's 6,700 quid, which is going to be the ultimate point of this bike. It's a very cost-effective entry into Supersport. We've got some brake ducts for cooling on here, just so we can feel MotoGP-ish. We've got wings, a nice cockpit there, cable throttle, looks like. So all that remains to be done is to spin some laps around this beautiful circuit and see how it feels. Let's get on it.
Well, welcome to my babe for the day, and also shout out to my RST threads, looking pretty fresh. So I haven't ridden the CFMOTO since my debut in the international supersport scene when I raced in the Mini Twins series in Great Britain, and that was on 800. That was the twin platform. This is obviously the triple motor. So that was the last CFMOTO I had, I'd ridden, and it wasn't really a production bike. Well, it definitely wasn't a production bike. This is. I think we need to tackle this Chinese thing. Let's just tackle it head on. That's what everyone says as soon as you mention CFMOTO or any other Chinese brands. But so much of modern technology is made in China anyway. You even take all the European stuff, I reckon at least 40% of the parts are manufactured in China. So it's just how they're put together, and even the big manufacturers are all manufacturing in China anyway. So let's just get that out of the way, and let's just review this as a bike, and let's forget about where it's from. Nice little switchgear touch there. What tyres are we on? CST Mega Jigger Biggers. Quite like the little rear light there. Got no idea what's... Oh look, tyre pressure monitor, that's good. Nice TFT dash. This switchgear is very, very low. Should be up here. Lap timer, TC, back, set, up, down. We've got all the dibbles, all the Fred dibbles. Now, unfortunately, I think we've only... the first session is guided, but hey, there's worse ways to spend a Monday morning. Let's do it. Let's get out there first. So we've got quick shifter up, no blipper. And welcome to Portimao. I mean, it's quite comfy, it's quite roomy, it's not small. Me down on the CFMOTO. Rev limiter. Not a lot of wind protection. It feels a bit like a bike from 8 years ago in terms of, and that's not a bad thing, that's not a criticism. It feels actually quite a lot more manual, and old school in a way. But I mean, so far at this speed, nothing wrong with this. Hasn't got much power, I will say that. I think the Triumph, which is the same sort of motor, has significantly more. I think this is the European version, which is actually slightly less power than the international. Oh, pegs down. The ground clearance is an issue. I reckon we could take the hero blobs off and we'd be fine. Bit of a throttle jerk on application. God, the pegs are low though. Where's he going? Poor fella. To be fair, it is a tough track, so before you all start slagging everyone off, if you've never been here before, it's quite an eye-opener. The sound is nice. The worst bit is this. Can you feel that? On initial application of the throttle, she's a bit snatchy. Fucking ground clearance. Fucking hell. Fucking the rev limiter is so early than you think it is. ABS. When you're pushing on a little bit faster, like at the end of there, ABS, it did not come back very quickly. Put it that way. The time the ABS was activated was quite long, which would be enough to see you into a gravel trap or something. Do you know what? That was actually a lot of fun. I think for a newer rider, I mean obviously I've got a few more sessions, but I think for a newer rider who just wants to get on track cheaply, it ain't that bad. But these need to go. Cool. Sorry.
Gotta say, I genuinely love the looks. It's different. You know, when the 1000cc prototype came out, I mean, it broke the internet, that thing. It was stunning. And this is, you know, it's not as extreme, not as probably aesthetically pleasing, but still. Look at that aero. Shame on that aero. We've got the brake cooling. Look, I get why they've done it. There's a bit of a lost in translation thing, and it's cool, or supposedly cool, but thankfully you can just rip the sticker off.
Wait. 21, number 6.
Oh, right.
Number 6, okay? Number 6.
Right, got to change bike. On the wrong bike. Fuck's sake. Well, it does sound beefy. Beefy! It's given off quite a bit of heat. My inner thigh is quite warm. Oh, you're very low down. It's quite sports toury. I mean, I haven't even left pit lane properly. I can tell it's the same kind of deal with the SRR as it is with the NK. I'm just sort of touching the brake, and there's a lot of weight transfer. Oh, I fucking love this circuit. Oh my god, how lucky are we? I've ridden more laps to this place than some UK circuits. I don't know why, I've got this kind of trepidation about riding it on circuit, like there's something wrong. It feels robust, it feels nice. The only thing that's kind of letting it down a little bit is that throttle that makes you go, oh yeah, it's a little bit cheap. And the gearbox and the shifter is very nice. I don't know if you can hear that induction bar. It is very satisfying. It's actually quite nice having a bit of manual clutch on the downshift. What, Babs? Get those textiles down, me old China. Go on, Babby! Oh, we're picking it up now, Nigel. We're picking it up. Here we go. I've got to say, these tyres, they're half decent. They actually feel better on this bike than they do on the NK version. Oh, that's deep. You've got to be a little bit careful. We can't load that front up. Oh, that hard cut limiter. Fucking hell, you know about that bastard. They'd said in the briefing then, it's set up as a road bike, soft. I mean, and of course, there's not that many kind of 90 kilo, 100 kilo Chinese bloke, so it's probably set up for a little whippersnapper, and it is very soft. But they have said that we can take the ABS fuse out, and we can change the suspension as well, so great time.
Right, session 2. Sessione de dosso. I think I need to step away from my brain of going, oh, look at this track bike. It's a sporty road bike, and yes, there may be some racing applications coming down the line, but really, you know, all of the sort of aero and the brake cooling things, they're just to kind of look good. I can't imagine them actually really achieving a great deal, but it does look good. That's the biggest factor. It does look good. It's not a pro track bike at this point in this form, so I think just step back a little bit from that, from my perspective, and just go, well, look, it does what it says in the tin. It's 6,700 quid, and it's all right. It's all right. There's definitely a market for it. It's probably not, at this point, something that I would choose to go on a track day with, but it can do it, and it's good fun. And if I guarantee you, if all your mates, okay, if all your mates had these, if you were on a track day with all your buddies, it would be a great laugh. Wheelie! Whoa! 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 Fuck! Fucking ABS. Fucking ground clearance. There's a dynamic bike in bond stock settings with a big fatty on it. It's alright. Corner speed, that's what this bike is all about, because there ain't much power when you make a mistake to recover. I wish I could brake harder. Oh, ABS. Honestly, over that crest, you've got to just, you're not even really braking, you're just applying, fucking ABS. You're applying maybe 20% of what the brakes can do. The brakes are actually pretty good. Oh, short shifted. The brakes are actually pretty good, but the electronics are ruining it a bit. Up into 5th. Again, dibbling on the brakes here. They've got so much more power than you're allowed to deliver. Do you know what? This is actually perfectly adequate. Once you get used to it, where the power is so, there's not a lot below 6,000 RPM, I'll say that, and there isn't, it doesn't really ever come with this rush at the top. It's just ba ba ba, which there's nothing wrong with. I mean, it rides a lot better than the CFMOTO race bike I had, that's for sure. And I think with put some slicks on this, get rid of the hero blobs, maybe some taller rear sets as well, and you'd be good to go. But the braking is, I reckon there's 5 seconds of extra lap time at least on the brakes. There's nothing, the suspension feels fine. I don't feel like I'd really need to make any adjustments at this level, at this speed. And I'm 88 kilos for your reference, probably 95 in all my kit. Blipper would be nice, but apparently it's not on this bike, but it may be coming. But it's pretty, it's good. Ground clearance, the hero blobs, these bits.
Yeah. Do you want to remove this?
Yeah.
For security reasons.
Okay, leave those on then. Yeah, but if you can turn the ABS off, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I will remove it now.
Perfect. Thank you.
There she is, number 6. Don't she look good? Right, I'm going to do the journalistic, scientific thing and keep the ABS fuse in this time, because I need to do a proper test on it and scare myself a little bit. But let's turn TC off. So we're going to do some big fat fucking mingers big fat hairy minge. I mean, I've ridden it for 15 minutes doing some sighting laps behind the instructor, but it's safe to say, not only when you sit on it and get a rough idea of the vibe with the ergonomics, but yeah, when you spend that amount of time, you should be able to tell that this isn't an out-and-out super sports bike. I mean, it could be, but in its current guise, it's very soft. There's no ground clearance, and it's only 88 horsepower, so yeah, I think you really got to set this thing up to wheelie. I don't know, I think you might have to slow down to first gear. My vegetarian lasagna's coming up. Doesn't taste as good as it when it first went in. Right, by my calculations, we should be able to just go now. We can go now? No? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It's like Inters at Cabwell. Cheers, Babs. Oh, for that limiter. Oh, it's horrible. Oh, you need to be a bit careful with that clutch release. Cheers, Babs. We're going for it. I'm a little bit scared now. Whoa. Actually, the brakes are decent. I haven't felt the ABS yet, but I am being super cautious. Tell you what, it handles superb. Lee. That shifter noise is something else. I mean, it's ticking all the boxes for noise and excitement, and it's a fun factor bike. It's not a lap time, out and out lap time slag. Oh, the hero blobs. That's the worst of it at the moment. That's the scariest bit. They keep putting new ones on. So it's like it's a treat. But where's it going, Babs? I think I'm being unkind to it. It's I think with the free choice mods, this will be alright. Not my brake fade. I mean, they're cheap brakes. They're not shit. J1. They're not bad. But I was expecting a bit more. Oh shit, that ABS. That's the first time I felt it. It just runs on. There's no lever. It just goes hard. The lever goes hard. It just runs on. Scary. I mean, it is slow. It's lacking some real bollocks at the top. It sort of wheezes its way to the red line. But even then, the red line's a surprise. But what a little bike. I'm being unfair to the chassis. This is the chassis. The engine's good, but look, it's not been designed to go win races. It's been designed as a fun sports bike, you know. Honestly, I'm genuinely surprised at this, and I know Chris secretly was too. We're gonna have to get one in the UK and properly spank it so we can give it to the 44 Teeth Wrecking Crew. Cheers, Nigel.
Right, so this is now the third and final session on the 675 SRR, and I requested, you can't turn the ABS off as a normal human being, but they have, I believe, done it in the ECU. And also what I'm going to do is turn off traction control, which I believe is that button there, so that cycles through TC1, TC2, very simple, and that's off. Don't know what function does. Turns the volume up. Weird. Here we go. I'll just close the lid of my new Arai RX-7V Maverick Vinales. Yes, they have turned the ABS off. Look, permanent light. Great. Well, that's already better. I could probably go through here in third, you know. Maybe not. Let's try third through here. Definitely. Brakes are actually pretty good without the ABS. Someone's lost something. So yeah, this is, do you know what, this is a really good little bike. I'm really enjoying it. Yes, I'd like more power. Yes, I'd like some better front end grip, but I think that's tyre. And yes, I'd like more ground clearance, but that's the hero blobs. Oh, and I found out what that guy did. It's the slipper clutch. If you let the clutch out too fast, and it's at high RPM, it's going to lock the rear. But in the good news, there is a slipper clutch on it. But the brakes are actually really not that bad. In fact, I'd say they're perfectly adequate for what this bike is. Which really is a road sports bike, and it would be good fun on the road, definitely. But it would also be great fun if you and your mates had 10 of these and all went out for a raz round here. Ah. Can you hear that little That's the rear wheel locking onto the slipper clutch. It's such a violent RPM limit. That's the checkered flag. And I'm not blowing. I'm not out of breath. I could do this all day. What's going on? What was that? Traction or something? We've got a problem. We've got a problem. Might be fuel. Have I got hazards? No. Yeah. Can you hear that? See if I can make it up this hill. Come on. Don't want to push. Oh, it's gone. Come on, baby. Someone give me a push. Fuck it. Well, I didn't do my walk this morning, so it's a good bit of exercise. It's back. No, it's not. It's like a okay, fuel. Yeah. Oh, let's just get a look at these leathers. Shout out to RST. Oh, there's people in there. Oops.
Right, so the ABS has been deactivated by the ECU. I think they just removed the fuse. I honestly think if I was working for CFMOTO, this is the way I think. I'd think, let's make a one make series and put it in World Superbikes, BSB or something. Oh, even the lever feels nicer now, and you can turn TC off on the fly. Oh, that shit. That limiter is horrendous. You've really got to watch it. If you haven't had kids yet and you want kids, don't touch this limiter. Oh, that's so much better. Oh, it's a different bike. Just need to get rid of these hero blobs now, and we'd really be cooking. The front tyre's a little bit meh. Whoa! Oh, you can back it in a tree. Definitely like shorter gears to go through the corner, otherwise you're low in the front. It doesn't feel very nice. This is really, actually very good. Oh yes! No, that ABS is just the freedom you get without ABS. Yeah, just definitely needs third here. Otherwise you're pushing the front at 100 and something mile an hour. Oh, nearly flat. The bike's got to be upright when you shift down, that's for sure. It's a little bit. I will do this flat today. At some point I will. I have to. Oh, just bouncing off the limiter down the hill. 230 clicks. The claim is 220, so I think the clock's overreading. Oh, so easy this. I can ride this all day. Like I said, get 30 of these on the grid on anyone's flat. Come on. No. Oh, nearly. Oh, that's late. That's really late. Got to test the limits, Nige. Otherwise everything's boring. Let's try third. See if she's got enough guts to get her through. That's alright. Oh, the hero pegs really are the villain of the party at the moment. I just noticed on the dash it's giving tyre pressures 2.3 bar and temperature. I think it's a bit out though, 41 degrees for a front tyre. I don't think that's quite right. Just getting, actually, I've been on here what, 20 minutes now, and the seat is quite low, quite accommodating. But the pegs are, the pegs aren't high, but the seat's so low, it's quite cramped. That, again, like the 675 NK, that was way more fun, and this is way more capable than I had it down. Please, Mr. CFMOTO, let's just let's just get rid of those BMWs at the BSB, have 30 of these or 40 of these, and watch the carnage unfold.
Nice ride.
Nice ride. Yeah.
I can tell.
Woo!
You heard it.
You know, that's a good sign, that. That's a good sign. Look, for £6.5 grand. I mean, I don't know what that is in monthlies, but it's damn good. Maybe it's time to recalibrate the brain and start thinking outside the box.
Wow. I mean, that was better than expected.
I'm going to go as far as shocked. I was pleasantly surprised earlier, but I am shocked now just how capable this thing is.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure in the GoPro you've talked about
Yeah.
the issues, but they're really easy issues to
Yeah,
solve. A
they're
couple
easy
of them are
fixes.
easy issues to solve.
Yeah.
What's the best thing about this bike, apart from the price?
I like looking at it.
I think it's quite handsome. The kids are going to love it.
Yeah.
Look what happens when you turn the lights on.
Oh, I've just noticed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like an Aldi Quattro.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, like you said, the issues, the big issues for me, As soon as you take the ABS out of the equation, it changes the whole bike.
Yeah.
Like, it transforms it.
Totally.
And you can ride it properly. And honestly, if it wasn't for the Hero blobs, and look, even these tyres are all right. For most people, they heat up well, there's decent grip, there's no nasty moments, but the big thing was the ground clearance. But you put some sticky tyres on, I guarantee you this lap time would be decent.
Yeah.
Very decent.
I think it would be decent.
Yeah.
I think it does lack power
Yes, at the top.
at the top.
Yeah.
But you don't necessarily need it because it's like a corner speed. Like obviously, if you're against other competitors in a race, you're gonna suffer a little
Yeah.
bit. But for just having fun
Yeah.
on a track, and I would class, I didn't think this was going to be, and I still probably don't think it is a track bike. It's not. You're not going to buy it and go, do you know what, I'm going to have a laugh on track. I think it's a really capable sport road
Yes.
bike.
On the road, it would be fantastic.
So
yeah.
good.
Yes,
So
agreed.
good.
But at the same time, I think a lot of these new generation Supersport bikes, which aren't necessarily good to go for the track straight away, with a few fixes, it will be good on track. And I think it's 88 horsepower, so and there's room for manoeuvre in that engine. If you were being serious, you put an exhaust on there, you can tell it's being strangled.
Yeah.
So if you put an exhaust and fueling and sort of a few little bits out, I think it would be a good little
Yeah. Well, I mean,
track day bike racer.
I overheard,
Yeah.
so don't take this as fact, but they said in conversations with some of the guys, CFMOTO guys, that they could make this motor. They could have made it 115 horsepower.
Really?
Yeah, which is about right. That's kind of
Yeah.
what I thought it would
Yeah,
be.
yeah, yeah.
So maybe second generation of this, they're going to do that because all of that, it's missing 2,000 RPM at the top.
Yes, it's
where
wheezing.
where it would
Yeah.
all come in.
Yes.
That's where that extra little bit goes. So if
Yeah.
they just worked out how to increase that, that's where it lacks because
Yeah.
the limiter is hard.
Yes, definitely. I mean, like I said on the camera, if you're thinking about having kids and you haven't ridden one of these yet, have kids first before you ride one of these and hit a limiter because it's harsh, isn't it? It hurts.
Yeah, and it takes you by surprise
Yeah.
because you're not. Because there is no like,
Yeah.
there's nothing
It's-
there. It's just, it's like, oh, okay, I'm going along here. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, so ABS is appalling.
Yes.
Appalling.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when you said, I obviously Chris read it first, I read it second. Because you haven't ridden that many kind of budget
No.
bikes, have you? You're a bit of a tart when it comes to 1000cc sports
Well,
bikes.
I just don't get the offer.
No, you just don't like riding them, or you haven't liked riding them.
No, I don't mind.
But anyway, when you said about the ABS, I was like, oh, I've ridden loads of bikes with shit ABS. No, I mean this is like, it's not like the lever goes solid and you just go forward without any brakes.
And it doesn't come back for at least a second.
Yes,
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
worst
yeah.
bit about
Yeah.
it. If it was just like kept activating,
Yeah.
okay, but it turns off for at least a second. And if you're doing 120 mile an hour down
Yeah.
there, a second is quite
Yeah.
a long distance. So then you basically just ride around, braking really early,
Yeah.
at 50% application.
But I mean, as soon as you turn the ABS, I was going into turn 5 like an absolute hero, and then like you said, you go down the box, and if you're not careful with the clutch, it's like ooh, it backs in and then snaps back, and you've got to be really careful. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, look, I think for me the main highlights, I love the look of it. I genuinely love it's different. It's not trying to be something, I mentioned this off camera earlier, but I love the V4, the prototype, the
Yes.
concept they.
Yeah, that looks awesome,
And I
yeah.
love the look of this. I think the handling's lovely. It looks nice. It sounds nice. It's cheap. It ticks a lot of boxes. And with a ridiculous warranty, there's a lot of reasons to buy this. There really is.
Yeah. I mean, the throttle is snatchy.
It's not as bad as
not on track.
Not on track, no.
Like, as in, because there's nowhere where
No.
it needs. It's you're not at such a low application round the big circuit.
Yeah.
But the little track on the MK,
Yeah.
it was much more noticeable.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's certain points where you're in the pit lane and you just sort of touch the throttle and it goes.
Yeah.
yeah, it's really sensitive. But again, that can be dialed out.
I would like to have seen a demonstration. Apparently, it's got Apple CarPlay,
Yes.
Google stuff.
Yeah.
Which I don't think any of the other manufacturers are going down that route. They're sort of integrating their own stuff. So
Yeah.
that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
I think for the money, it's really, really
Yeah.
good. It's really, really good. It's not European level,
No,
but
no,
you're talking to get a bike that good.
double the price.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go and get a bus and get a beer.
Ciao.
Like it.